Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Our City. It's February 26th of 2019, if you can believe that, and it's a little bit cold today, but we didn't have to cancel school, so that's always a positive. Thanks for joining us. We are right here in the Muscatine City Hall. We have a couple of wonderful guests. Before we get to them, though, I would like to apologize for my casual attire tonight, but I have a very good reason. I was out at Sunnybrook playing Wii bowling with some of my friends. We had a great day. They carried me, I'll tell you that, because my scores were put to shame by these guys. Excellent bowlers. It was a ton of fun. It doesn't take a long time, but they do it on Tuesday mornings at 10:30. If you're ever interested, contact Sunnybrook, ask for Megan, and she'll hook you up. I'm telling you, I loved it. I would do it every week if I could. And next I wanted to talk about MPW. Last week we did a ribbon cutting on Friday. They have put together built a room that is like solid concrete to protect everything and all of the wires and everything that we need. And so we did a ribbon cutting there. Sal Lobianco, who's getting ready to retire, is cutting the ribbon. Had a great turnout. It really was a great turnout. And they're going to actually host us on Tuesday. Congressman Loebsack and I are going to go out and meet with them, or maybe it's Monday. It might be Monday, don't quote me there. And show Congressman Loebsack around too, and get some more of the skinny on what's going on. They are our public utility, as you know, and are always looking to improve things and make things better for all of us and make it where we don't have to be concerned of everything because they're going to do it for us. So now I would love to get to our first guest. We have Shelley Sides, and she's with Greater Muscatine Chamber of Commerce and Industry. GMCCI is what we go for, or just the Chamber. So Shelley's been at the Chamber for quite a while now, and she is here to help us save the date for the Over the Edge project.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Appreciate
coming.
that. Thank you for inviting us.
So what is Over the Edge?
Well, the Over the Edge is a really fun and exciting way to raise money, and we raised a lot of money. This would be our second year that we're going to do it, and just bring in a quite unique event to the Muscatine community to watch, but just really it's a great fundraiser. So,
and all the money stays local, right?
And all the money stays local.
Isn't that great?
It is great.
So they rappel down.
They rappel down
the
a
Laurel
building,
right?
Right. We used the Laurel building. They were fortunate, or we were fortunate, that they allowed us to use their building. And actually, we have secured the Laurel building again
for
the
this same year. Location.
So we
that's
are
great.
so excited. And what a beautiful building it is! It is absolutely gorgeous. Inside on the roof, I've not even seen such a neat and clean roof. It's really exciting. So we have secured the building, and we have actually secured our very first sponsor.
Really? Oh, that's great.
And it is the Stanley Consultants who's given us the building. They have just been an incredible partner.
They're so generous.
They have been so generous to us.
Did you do it last time?
I did.
I wasn't brave, so you're braver than me.
Oh, well, are you going to do it this year?
No. Still not brave.
Was
it fun?
It was a lot of fun. And actually, I was one of the few, I was like probably the fifth or sixth person that went down. So not too many had gone down before me. And I was the first person to get stopped on the wall.
Uh-oh. Why?
I am the poster child for safety for Over the Edge, by the way, because evidently I was going a little too fast. And so this rope, there's a safety mechanism on there so that if you're going too fast, it stops you.
Well, that's good to know.
And I did. I hung on the side of the building for about a minute.
Oh, my goodness.
So I was a little embarrassed,
yes.
but I got through it. And when I got down, I thought, I'm going to do it next year because I'm going to do it right.
There you go.
So it was a lot of fun. So all of the repellers, the Laurel building allows you to have 92 within a 9 to 5.
Okay.
So it'd be like starting
at
9 in the morning.
You get through.
Yep.
Okay.
About 92 people going down twice or two at a time. And so they figure like roughly 6 people every hour would go down. And we had 74 edgers that went down. We raised over $113,000.
Oh my goodness.
This
For
year,
3 projects.
For 3 projects.
And
yes.
they are?
And they are Big Brothers Big Sisters,
Uh-huh.
Special Olympics,
Uh-huh.
and GMCCI, the Greater Muscatine Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
Very
so
good.
The 3 of us, we decided, they have warned us,
Uh-huh.
the second and third year is much better.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So you're going to get more people.
We hope we get more people there.
Uh-huh.
We hope we get more edgers to go down and obviously raise more money.
Oh, sure.
So we had the event on a Friday. Friday during the day, which I think kind of prohibited some people
I think
from.
people had to work and couldn't get over
They did.
there. Yeah.
I was amazed though how many people like knew who was going down at what time, and so they would take time off work to
Yes.
run down and
Yes.
check it out, which was really cool.
And it was a cold day.
It was cold and it was raining.
Yes.
I was going down in the rain, but I tell you what, I didn't even notice it was raining. And the staff was so professional. I can tell you this. I've been on the roof at the Laura building a few times, and it was scary looking over the side. And when they put that scaffolding up, it even raised it 4 more feet, so we actually rappelled 100 feet instead of 96 feet. And I was more afraid before the actual event. The staff at Over the Edge was just incredible. They were comforting, they kept you occupied, you didn't even realize what you were doing. As a matter of fact, I got to the edge and I was sitting there and I said, "Can I go?" And he says, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I didn't have time to think about being afraid to go over because they kept you so busy and occupied.
Yes.
But it really truly was a lot of fun. So I may be doing it again
I hope
this
it's
year.
an annual thing because, you know, it benefits these 3 great programs that work
Absolutely.
and spread. I mean, it's like a ripple effect. There's Jason Miller.
Oh yeah, that's a great
Special
photo.
Olympics. So it's like a ripple effect. So you're helping these 3 organizations.
Absolutely.
But now Special Olympics, how many people do they help? Tons.
Yes.
Big Brother, Big Sister,
How
all the
many?
mentoring
Yes.
programs. And
Yes.
GMCCI, you've got your chamber ambassadors,
Yep.
Leadership Muscatine, all the things that you're
and
working
all the
on.
businesses that we support in the
Yes,
community. But we wanted to bring another fun event
And
for
it
the
is,
community.
yes.
And it was fun to watch. We heard a lot of people saying,
There's our own Kelsey Brackett.
there you go.
Yes.
I think he was probably like really good. I mean, my boss was even really good at doing this. Although he'd had practice, he's done it before.
Okay.
I've never done it before. But anyway, it was truly a lot of fun. And we are looking to do it again. It's a great way to raise money for the 3 entities, or I mean it just was
As well as being an event to bring the community together, because we're always looking
Absolutely.
for those too.
we are
Opportunities for us to spend time together, because we're our city. I mean, we are friends and family and neighbors, and we want to be able to have fun together.
Yeah, yeah.
So the way it works, if I'm right, each person that decides they want to go down, then they collect donations from their family and friends and coworkers. And,
Right. And they have to earn, or they have to raise $1,000.
Okay.
And then once they raise $1,000, they're guaranteed a spot to go over.
To go over the edge.
And we had contests for rappellers to raise obviously more than that. And the top rappellers won a GoPro. Some of them, I think there was a skydiving package that was given. A glider ride was given. So, you know, one thing I can just honestly say, in Muscatine, we are so fortunate to have the business community that we do, the partners that we have. That, I mean, I remember a couple of them saying, "You're crazy. What are you doing? And you're raising money. How? You know, I mean, it was unbelievable. They couldn't believe it. Now that they've seen it,
it's going to be better.
It's going to be better.
And more. You're right.
It is.
And we did business after hours there that same time, and so, and it was packed. We like blocked off the street, and everybody was just visiting with one another and watching and having a good time.
Because at that time, the night before, they actually let the rope volunteers get a free rappel.
Practice.
They get to go over and check it out, and it was fun to watch them too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So Chad and Ryan, did you guys do? Oh, is that you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's me. Yes. Okay, you can take that off now.
So Chad and Ryan, did you guys go down? Maybe next year.
Yeah, well, next year is this year.
Next year is this year,
Yes,
September 21.
September 21st, right. And it is a Saturday.
That might be better.
So we're hoping we can get more people to come down, more people just to watch it,
Sure.
but more people to rappel. It's funny because people are like, I'm going to do that next year. And then everyone that did it said, I want to do it again next year.
Oh my goodness.
So we're hoping.
What if you have to have 2 days?
Well, they will. What they do is they kind of monitor how
Okay.
many are getting
close,
close to
yeah.
that. And if they find that it is outside of the normal 92, that's what they say will safely fit within that time frame, they will extend it.
And how many did you have? 67?
There were 74
74.
repellers.
So-
So we had 74 of the 92
Oh, that's
go over
close.
this year. I know.
That's close.
We were just so pleased with how
Oh, there's
the
Tony.
community accepted it and what fun it was. It was just, it went beyond our expectations.
Oh yeah.
So we're fired up to do it
Yep.
again.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Tony Tone.
Yes. he enjoyed that. So it was fun.
Oh yeah. You know, I haven't, and I've talked to so many people that did do it. I haven't heard one person say one negative thing. Everybody is so happy about how
Yes.
it went and how much
Yeah.
fun it was and easy it was,
Yes.
and they never had any trouble raising their funds, and what's good is this year you've got the date set out to September 21, so people can start collecting now.
Yes. Well,
to
they
give them
know what
plenty
it
of time.
is.
Yes,
So
they
they
don't
can
have to
start-
explain.
Yes, everybody kind of has an idea already of what it is and what they need to do.
Yeah.
We also made sure that there was not a Hawkeye football game that weekend. So
You always have to do that
we have to
with
take
every
that into
event we
consider-
plan. Yes.
We do. They had a bye that week, and we
Uh-huh.
were like, we are set. So we're excited to have it on a Saturday. There will be some setup and trial runs on the Friday night before,
Sure,
just
sure.
like they did before. But we're just really fired up to have it over the weekend and get as many people there participating and raising money and
Yep.
just coming down
And
check
cheering
out.
on.
Cheering them
Cheering
on.
on. Yeah, because we need that too.
Yeah. It was
And
fun.
donating.
And donating, right,
Yes.
for the three
Yes.
not-for-profits.
That's
It is
right.
kind of funny. You can actually pick your song that you rappel down to.
Really?
Yes, and the coordinator that was there said, well, you can't pick the song Free Falling. So we asked
don't allow that.
They said no, but we asked the Over the Edge techs, and they said, oh, we don't care what song you play. You could play whatever you
So
want.
did somebody?
Nobody that I'm aware of
Okay.
requested that, but just keep that in mind. If you want to rappel this year, you can
Wow.
request any song that you want to go down. And did you see all the costumes? We had folks go
Yes.
down in
Batman.
Batman.
I saw-
There was a
yes.
gorilla suit,
I didn't
Spider-Man.
see the gorilla one. I saw Spider-Man and Batman.
It was incredible. It was fun. It
Fun.
really was a fun time.
And what a memory for all the people doing that.
What a
yeah.
memory.
How exciting right here in Muscatine. It's amazing.
it is.
We keep coming up with new and better, right?
We do. We have to.
We do.
have to come up
We have
with
to
new
be
stuff.
creative. Oh, there's Batman.
There he is.
I don't remember who Batman was, though. Do you?
I do know who it is.
Do you?
Yeah.
Say
Jim Howe.
Oh, that's
is Batman.
right.
But it was
That's
going to be
right.
a number of people. I don't
Yes.
think he realized it was going to be him until like the day up, because nobody else on his staff was either had the time to do it, so he did it. But he was excited.
Yeah.
He was thrilled to go. It was fun. It was
so
a lot
much
of fun.
fun. So if people want to be involved, I know right now we're asking them to save the date, September
Mm-hmm.
21, Saturday of this year, and start collecting money if they want to.
Right.
But if they want to be involved, where should they watch? You got a Facebook page?
We have a Facebook page. There'll be a website that you can go to, and you can
Okay.
actually donate online, or you
Oh.
can take it to your individual edger, and they can turn it in before the event or
Okay.
at the day of the event. The YMCA, where Special Olympics and Big Brothers
Okay.
Big Sisters
So they can
housed.
hit up any
Yeah,
of you.
you can do
Okay.
any of that and bring your donations. We are looking again for sponsorships, because bringing this organization to Muscatine from Canada is not necessarily a cheap endeavor.
Probably not. So,
Yeah.
so do you look for the sponsors to cover the expenses of the Over the Edge professionals to
Yes,
come?
we
And
do.
that way, all of the money collected goes to the 3 organizations.
Exactly.
Isn't that the best way to do it?
And it is. And we were
really
able to
is.
do that this year.
And that way people know whatever they donate to their repeller is going to stay right here in Muscatine.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
It was great. We hope you'll do it. Maybe you'll decide to go forward, or
Yeah.
Chad or Ryan.
I'll find somebody to go up there.
Hey,
Ryan's
Ryan's
going to
okay,
do
Ryan's
it. There you
already
go.
committing. All right, this is
I
awesome.
will write a check to
Okay.
someone.
That's awesome.
Yes.
You do have to sign a waiver.
I'm sure.
Probably not holding them liable for any accidents or death. But you know what's amazing is this company's been doing it for over 10 years. The only claim they've ever had is a broken window, and they settled it with the building directly. So
Okay.
they
So there
are
you go.
very strict with the OSHA work
And the
site that they
safety
set
stuff.
up, and the safety. It is, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And I wouldn't
incredible.
want to go first.
Well, Shelley Schroeder, who
Did
was
she?
one of the, I mean, she was like the top fundraiser. She was fired up, and she had a GoPro on, which she won.
Uh-huh.
She was ready to go
She
first.
was.
That's,
Oh, wow.
That's the funny part is when you ask people, it's funny to see some say, no way. I would never do that. I'm afraid of heights. And then people that you would not even suspect would want to do
Jump
it.
right
wanna
forward and
do
say,
it.
ooh, I want to do that.
I want to check
Yeah.
that off my bucket list.
Sure.
It's like, okay, awesome.
Yeah. Yep. Fun.
It is fun.
So much fun. Thank you so much, Shelley, for coming tonight and helping us get that on our radar. We
Thank
can
you.
get through, if we can ever hit summer
Yes.
and then get through that, this
And
is going to
have
be
a
a great fall. It's going to be a great
Yes.
fall.
So yeah, make sure you come out, and if nothing else, come watch it on September 21st.
Oh, yeah.
It'll hopefully be warmer and
Hopefully,
won't be raining.
yes.
Being on a Saturday, we want you to bring your families.
Yeah.
We want you to bring them down and just enjoy the afternoon.
And Booney's had all kinds of special stuff going
they
on
did
because it was
they
right
were a great
there.
partner.
They were great.
It
Yep.
was. It was
Yeah.
really unbelievable the support we got
It
from
was.
the community.
Yep. There was a bands playing.
We had incredible bands,
Yes.
both Thursday and Friday
Yep.
night.
Yep.
So
It was super nice. Well, thank you, and we'll have to have you on again closer to the event.
Absolutely.
But this was important to get it on everybody's radar, so
Sounds good. Well,
they know
thank
to
you.
say the date. Thank you.
Well, thank you for inviting us.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right, we are going to show a couple things I wanted to just talk to you about while we're changing guests, because we have another guest here coming. Yesterday was Alexander Clark Day, and I think most of you know that Alexander Clark successfully sued the Muscatine Community School District so that his daughter Susan could go to school. He won the case, ended up at the Supreme Court, and he actually, his case was the precedent that they used to settle Brown v. Board of Education. So Muscatine was actually first. He has had a very exciting life, did a lot of work for civil rights and all other kinds of things. And so yesterday was his birthday. We did on Sunday, we went to the Merrill Hotel, and the room that overlooks where you can see his house from, we dedicated as the Alexander Clark Room. It was wonderful. We had Professor Adrienne Wing came and talked to us. She was a wealth of knowledge. Then last night we went to MCC, and Dwayne Coleman came from the University of Iowa and talked to us about all the history of Alexander Clark, as his team up there is actually studying it. This is Dwayne Coleman there. Kent Sissel, who you saw a picture of just a minute ago, he actually owns the Alexander Clark House right now. This is Dan Clark here. He's been instrumental in putting some of these things together. Malcolm Oz, our councilman, works on the team. Jay Brady works on the team. I shouldn't have started talking because I'm going to leave somebody out, and I feel badly for that. But a lot of people came together and worked on this. Kent Sissel, who owns the house right now, on Thursday is going to go through some genealogy with you. He's been studying the ancestry of Alexander Clark. And so that's going to be at the Art Center in the Music Room on Thursday from 5:30 to 6:45. So we've basically had something different almost every day this week. And I know you saw the lovely cake at the beginning that MCC, our community's college, actually got this cake, and there was cake served last night after we got done hearing from Dwayne Coleman, and he had just a ton of information. I did a proclamation for Alexander Clark, and I've already read it at a couple of these events, but for those of you at home that didn't have an opportunity to come out for Alexander Clark Day and for some of these things that we've been having, I just wanted to read it for you as well. Whereas Alexander G. Clark, 1826 to 1891, became a leader for racial justice and human equality while a young man in Muscatine, and he persisted in that cause until his death while serving in Liberia as the United States ambassador. And whereas Clark's achievements are rightly praised upon the 150th anniversary of the 1868 landmark ruling by the Iowa Supreme Court, which became a national precedent for securing the rights of all children equally to public school education. And whereas Clark performed a singular and central role in winning the vote by Iowans that same year, which removed racial preference from our state constitution. And whereas the people of Muscatine take pride in preserving the Clark legacy as a celebration of Iowa's equal rights pioneers. And whereas the city of Muscatine has affirmed that our renowned resident should be honored and remembered by his hometown perpetually. And whereas Clark's birthday, February 25th of 1826, was established as Alexander Clark Day in perpetuity by a unanimous vote of the City Council on January 18th of 2018. Now therefore I, Diana Broderson, Mayor of the City of Muscatine, do hereby proclaim Monday, February 25th, 2019, yesterday, to be observed as Alexander Clark Day. For those of you who have not had the opportunity to get out to any of these events, you still have two choices. So on Thursday, the 28th, at the Art Center, we have had a display up for several months. Thursday's the last day. You don't want to miss it. Also, as I mentioned, Kent Sissel will be there 5:30 to 6:45, giving some discussion and lecture on the genealogy of Alexander Clark. So we all should be proud here in Muscatine of all of the things that Alexander Clark has done. And I'm proud that we are able to come together and honor him in this way. Now I would like to welcome our second guest, Jackie McCoy. Many of you in Muscatine probably know her. She works for the Helms Career Center and helps folks find employment and get jobs. Welcome, Jackie.
Hi, Mayor. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming.
I'm delighted to talk about it.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. So, what is the Helms Career Center all about?
So the Helms Career Center is a part of Goodwill Industries. And we have several different things in Goodwill in town that people might know about. Of course, we have our store.
We have the store.
That we have a lot of people coming to and taking advantage of all the great sales.
Sure.
But on Park Avenue Boulevard, we
Lake
have
Park
our
Boulevard,
Employment
yes.
Service Center. And that works specifically with people who have different abilities.
Okay.
And they have to be recommended through some kind of social service agency, Voc Rehab, DHS, some kind of social service entity recommends clients to go there, and there they'll receive job counseling, they'll receive a counselor to work with them and set goals with them.
Mentor them.
Right, they'll receive an employment specialist who actually has contracts with employers here in Muscatine that are willing to hire people with different abilities. H&I, Walmart,
Wonderful.
different fast food places,
Sure.
the Goodwill store itself, and they'll get a job coach. So a job coach goes with them to their employment site and helps them be successful at that site. versus me at the Helms Career Center, which is located in the back of the Goodwill store. I'm open to help anyone in Muscatine, no matter, you don't have to have a referral from an agency, and all my services are free.
Very good.
And so
your office is at the Goodwill store?
right in the back, yep.
In the back,
In the very back of the store.
Okay.
And on Mondays and Fridays, we do an afternoon from 1 to 5. And on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, I'm there from 10 to 2.
Okay.
And I'm pretty flexible, so if people need to come in a little earlier or need to come in a little later, they can work with me, and I'm willing to do that. But pretty much it's a first come, first serve, walk-ins, and come on in. And we have 4 computers there for people to use. They can do anything on the computer that is legal.
When I met Just Bear, he was pretty new to the
anything that might help them
Right.
in job acquisition or retention.
Right. The goal of the Helms Career Center is to help people overcome barriers to employment opportunities.
Okay.
So we are focused on helping whatever it takes for you to get that job. So we have templates on our computer to do resumes. I also do classes. So I do a resume class. I had one this morning. I kind of alternate them through the month in the morning and the afternoon to make sure it's flexible for people's schedules.
Sure,
I do
sure.
basic computer classes, then I do a more advanced computer class. So if you're a person who wants to learn about the Google suites or wants to learn about Microsoft Suite products, I teach that. If you want to learn about how to utilize Excel, I teach that.
Oh, wow.
I also teach a soft skills class to help you become more employable. I teach interviewing, how to get that interview, nail that interview class.
This is part-time you do this?
I do.
Oh my goodness.
I do. And then if you come in, we have a lot of people that the computer is still scary. You
Yes.
wouldn't think that in 2019, everybody uses the computer, right?
Sure.
No, not everybody.
Right.
There's still some people that are very intimidated by the
Oh,
computer.
yes. Oh,
And in this
yes.
day and age, the days of the paper application are kind of gone
That's
by the
true.
wayside.
That's true.
Most jobs require an online application. So I will personally help you with your application. I'll sit at my computer and my desk if you don't have the computer skills. But as a learning opportunity,
Sure it is.
I will take you to one of the other computers and sit alongside of you and teach
And
you
coach
as you
them
go
through,
through it.
sure.
Right. We use Monster.com, we use Career Builders, but we use Indeed. That is the most.
Indeed.
Indeed.com is the best known current job placement, online placement service right
And
now.
it's locally here.
No.
I mean,
Yes.
they put
Indeed,
people in
it's-
jobs locally
It's online,
here.
yes.
Wow.
And so I have a job board, and I use Indeed and I update my job board. And if you come in my office, I'm trying something new so that all industry is going to be in green. All janitorial positions are going to be in yellow. So
a
that
great
everything
idea.
is color coded now
Sure.
to make it more easily
You don't have
identifiable
to
when
sit
you
there
come
and scan
into.
and read everything. Sure.
Right, right. Because
Sure.
everybody doesn't want to be working janitorial. Everybody
Right.
doesn't want to work. And
Right.
So you go to your interest, you'll find your color coded. So I'm just trying to make it easier for people.
How exciting.
We also have a printer. And one of our services is we allow people to print free. So if you need to print, sometimes a lot of people have different agencies that they work with and they have to get documentation and give it. And if you're one of those people, then feel free to come to my office and print what you need off.
Oh,
Or
sure.
get copies, and we don't charge you for that. That's just something that we want
That's
to
nice
do to
because
help
that can
you.
that can be a barrier as well.
Sure, sure.
Sure.
And because we used to have a workforce development
Yes,
center, and we no
locally.
longer have that. The closest one is Davenport. I do some workforce development work. Now, workforce development does have a representative that comes on Mondays, I believe it is
Out
a
at-
train.
Yeah, Iowa East
Eastern-
Central.
Yes, and that's
Yes.
in the mall. But they come limited hours once a week.
Right.
But if you come to my office, and I can assist you with applying, doing your initial unemployment claim.
Can you really?
Yes, and
Oh,
after
that
you-
is so good to know.
After you do that initial claim, you have to come every week and file a weekly report. It's just 5 quick questions. I can teach you how to do that. I have a little cheat sheet that you can do it on your phone, but if you still don't feel comfortable with that, come in and I'll just take 5 minutes and do that weekly claim for you.
Very nice.
And I do a lot of calling back to workforce development when people can't find their card or they don't know what happened.
Oh,
So
sure.
workforce development and I are having a great relationship.
Well, because they have a new thing now. Over the last, year, they don't like directly deposit your unemployment insurance into your checkbook. They actually put it on
A card.
card, like a credit card, and then you
Yes.
have to figure out a way to get it off of there.
Right, right.
Yeah. So that's a little bit different there.
And one of the other things that I'm really proud about is we want people who are re-entering our community to have opportunities to create a new life for themselves. And by that I mean people that may have made some different choices in life that have rendered them with a criminal record or have gone to jail.
Sure.
And the 7th Judicial Probation Office in town really is invested in helping people who are re-entering get back into the workforce. And so we partner with them by offering these classes. I call and I email the probation officers jobs and information, and I have vouchers to the store that if their clients come and they take part in our free trainings, then they'll be rewarded with a $10 voucher.
Very nice.
And also, we have vouchers if people, different clients, maybe they're residents at MCSA and they're trying to get their own housing and we offer vouchers to help buy clothes for interviewing.
Interviews, sure, sure.
And we have a great partnership with Farm and Fleet for men or women who are bigger sizes that we will go with referrals out there to help purchase clothes that
Like
are
for
bigger
a
sizes.
uniform or an interview. That's
Yes.
nice. I love that you teach those soft skills, because sometimes I believe that people can be successful in a job, but maybe they are socially inappropriate at times,
Yes.
which can be a barrier as well. So you work on those kinds of things with them.
Right.
That's even as something as minor as personal hygiene that people may
Yes.
not realize could be off-putting to someone that's looking to hire someone, because they obviously don't want to have that
Sure, sure.
for their customers. So you work on those kinds of things, on appropriately filling out the applications and different things. Transportation, I suppose you
Right.
help them arrange transportation. I love having the job skills as well,
Right.
or the job coaches. Sometimes I think a great deal of people can be successful in a job. Maybe they just need a little extra help learning the job. But once they do, they'll be just fine. But the employers have a hard time sparing someone to help teach them that job. So if a job coach can be there to help them take that little extra time to learn the job, then they can be successful.
I totally agree. Now, job coaches only come when you're referred from another agency and you go
Okay.
through the employment services.
Sure.
And I have often thought that some of the people that I get the pleasure of working with need not just a job coach, but a life coach. Because when I'm a single mother and I have the 2 kids and I have the hoopty card, that's what we call a card that sometimes goes and sometimes doesn't. And we pick the coldest day of winter and it won't go.
Of
and
course.
I'm supposed to get to work. It can be just so easy just to say,
Forget
I
it.
give up.
Yeah.
But if you have someone that will walk alongside of you and be that coach and be that mentor that calls you and say, hey, I know you've got to be at work at 10 o'clock today, and it's 7 o'clock, and there's no school today, and you're going to have kids at home. Have you thought through what you're going to do?
Yep.
Because sometimes every little thing becomes an impediment,
Yes.
and we can't see beyond that. And so
And help
we
them
give up.
problem solve. How are they going to solve that?
And that
Great.
brings me to my next kind of thing, is
Okay.
that I'm a one-woman show at the Helms Career Center.
Uh-oh.
And I love my job. I
Sure.
love it. But there's not enough me. So I am really putting out a plea for people who care about, as our founder Edgar J. Helms said, helping people with a hand up, not just a handout. If you just don't want to be a person that gives people a handout but wants to help them transform their life. I would love for you to give an hour or two, come in the
just
office.
volunteer.
Yes.
Oh, how
looking
wonderful.
for people that'll be in the office and
Sure.
help people who navigate. Sometimes I have like 7 people in the office, and I'm just like, okay, I'm floating between computers,
Oh,
trying to help
yeah.
you with this and help you with that, and just another me for a few minutes would be really helpful.
Sure, it would. Well, I think that sounds like a great opportunity for a retired person or someone who only works part-time and maybe just has some extra hours to give back. How rewarding that would be.
Yes. And also because we have people, we have such a diverse community in Muscatine.
Oh, we do.
And I often get mothers who may just be entering the workforce for the first time who are Latinas.
Sure.
And they have limited English. So sometimes people are not sure what my nationality is, and they'll come up and start speaking Spanish. Man, I have to tell them, I'm sorry, I speak French.
There you go.
So if I had someone who was
Sure.
Spanish speaking and wanted
Oh,
to just come
wouldn't
in
that
and be
be
able to be a
great?
resource for people. So we mutter through. We have at the employment center Latina who works there, so I call her up on the phone. Can you talk to this
Yes.
person? But to have someone right in the office with me would be a
Oh, that
true
would be
help.
great. It
And-
sounds like a wonderful opportunity
Yeah.
for a volunteer.
Yeah, great.
So, are there Helms Career Centers around the area, or is it just here in Muscatine?
In Goodwill is international entity.
Right.
So we have Goodwill International, we have Goodwill National, and in the United States, we're made up of regions. And in our region is called the Goodwill of the Heartland.
Right.
So we are on both sides of the river in Illinois and Iowa. We have 19 different stores all throughout. Our headquarters is in Cedar Rapids.
Right.
And we have 3 Helm Career Centers.
Oh,
So the
okay.
first one was in Moline,
Uh-huh.
and that position is a full-time position. So that person is there 8 hours a day because they were the first one. They've been going on longer. We are the second. We are actually started in 2015, March 16th. So we're coming up on an anniversary.
Sure are.
And my position is a part-time position. And we just opened last summer our 3rd Helms Career Center in Keokuk because Keokuk was going through a lot of joblessness, some loss of
some
industry.
layoffs and
So they started there and just starting and doing well.
Very good. Oh. Giving people a hand up.
Yes,
Perfect.
giving people a hand up.
Yep. Teaching them how to be self-sufficient, which is, I mean, what we all want.
Another thing that I wanted to highlight is that we have different people that come in, and we have a classroom that we do trainings in outside of just the office space where people come in. So sometimes we hold actual job fairs on site.
Okay.
And this Thursday from 1 to 4, we're actually having a SNAP specialist, and SNAP meaning food assistance specialist,
Yes.
coming to the office from 1 to 4. She will be there. So anyone who thinks, can I get food assistance? Can I apply for that? She'll be right there in the office for those few hours. She'll answer any questions. She'll do an application with you.
Oh, great.
Next Monday, March the 4th, from 1 to 5, we're going to have Sergeant John Dow, not Doe, but Dow, with the U.S. Army, who's
Yes.
going to come. And he's going to sit there and talk to anyone who thinks that they might want to figure out if the Army could help them further with education
sounds
or
wonderful.
further with job opportunities. He'll be right there on site, so just come in. We're going to have in a couple of weeks Karina Garcia, who's the HR specialist from Norfolk, still out in Durant. She's going to be doing a job fair.
They're
so
looking for help.
Yes, they have positions open first, second, and third shifts starting between $15 and $17 an hour.
Oh, wow.
And she'll be there to do applications and interviews right on the spot. So periodically
we need to get that info out there, don't we?
We keep working with people
Sure.
and doing those kind of job fairs.
Very good.
And you can look on the United Way volunteer page, and we put our trainings and we put our job fairs up there.
Oh, that's great. And you should put up there wanted volunteers as well.
Yes, we have that up there too.
That's great. Oh, thank you, Jackie. It sounds like you're such a resource for the community. We appreciate it.
It's a great opportunity to be with people, and I've always known this because I grew up in Muscatine, that we have a really loving kind, supportive
do.
community.
We so do.
And when I see people come in, we have people who want to work hard, who want to do their best in the community. And I'm really proud to be able to serve them.
I'm so glad. We're so glad that you're doing these things for everybody in our city.
Thanks
Thank you
for inviting me.
And hey, if anything comes up down the road, give us a holler and come on back, because we'd love to visit with you again. Keep us up to date.
I will. Thank you so
All right.
much.
Thank you. Well, I would just like to close out the evening by asking you to save a couple dates. Next Tuesday, our city guests are going to be Mike Miller. He's with the Riverbend Food Bank, and it's out of Davenport. And he's going to be here and talk about all the programming that he has. And then Danny Zumwalt with the Flickinger Learning Center. I know you've all heard of that, but they have a great deal of programming there that Danny's going to fill us all in on. I'd like to ask you to save the date for April 15th from 3 to 6 in the Commons area at the Muscatine High School. Last year we did this, Allison Ritchie with Workforce Development and I put together this Mayor's Youth Job Fair. And it's a really great time. It's right there in the Commons area. Students can come with their parents, with their grandparents, fill out applications. There's a variety of employers there. Ask questions and just try to find out what works for them and what they're interested in. Great, great, great opportunity to get a summer job. Great opportunity for parents to get their kids a summer job rather than sitting on the couch with the video games. So a lot of parents really like this opportunity too. So that's going to be April 15th. We'll have more info to come down the road. So this is the fourth Thursday of the month, and as such, there will not be a council meeting on Thursday. So the next one will be March 7th. And we will see you then at 7 o'clock in the council chambers. But next Tuesday, please join us for Our City, and thank you for all that you do. Thank you to our wonderful guests, Jackie and Shelley. Got 2 E's there, Jackie and Shelley tonight, for sharing all the information about all the wonderful things that they're doing in our city. Thanks again, and we hope to see you here next week.
Our City with Mayor Diana Broderson replays on MPW Channel 9, Wednesday at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. and Thursday at 7 a.m. Of course, we're live every Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. on Facebook. Email us at ourcity@muscatineiowa.gov.